Hi, welcome to week 2. As I said this last week, starting off the first my YouTube channel for people that have a stutter. I've named it because I thought it was quite as good. I Can Stutter Man. I've got there's few views. There's building days have gone by, so thanks a lot for all of the people that viewed. So like I said, I want to make this a nice, not fun thing, but just a way for people to talk about things that they feel they have wrong with themselves, and sometimes talking to people with the same things is a really good way to help improve things. I thought I'd try and do like a theme each week. It's like I said, please share this on whatever social media things you want to, there's comment, there's questions. Any questions that you ask I will answer the next week, or if you just want to know why I've done this or what I feel about things, and you can ask about there's anything you want really. I thought the theme for this week would be there's dating. When you have the stutter, obviously you might get as nervous about things, and we all get as nervous about this dating regardless. I mean, thankfully now I'm married with three kids, so that's fine. But I know obviously all the usual things you have to deal with when you go on a date. What do I wear? Will she like me? Will he like me? All the normal stuff. Having a stutter on top of that, because I know that everyone has their own demons, there's problems, whatever you want to class things as, but a stutter is obviously a thing that when you meet someone for the first time and the whole thing is going to be about talking, dating is quite hard, and obviously you might not want the stutter to come out and being nervous, and you might think it might make someone not like you. I just think if I could share some of my experiences and life things, and it might make you feel better about if you're on a date. Well, might not have a date that's coming up at the moment because we're in this lockdown, but going forward, stuttering for me, date wise, probably hasn't been a huge problem. It's hard. Normally I go on a way that I found, like go on a date somewhere that maybe you feel as comfortable with, and stay calm, try and speak slow, relax. I find speaking slow, because I talk really fast, as you can tell, it massively helped me to learn to control my stutter, and then speaking slow and breaking the words up without it trying to be too noticeable. That's the way that I've done it. And on dates, I mean, having jokes out. Normally when I'm joking and there's laughing, the stutter doesn't seem to come out as much. It's when you're on this serious one-to-one, that's when it's obviously the stutter's more as noticeable, when you're having a joke, laugh. So try and keep the date quite light-hearted. I know, obviously, to be fair, if you've got a stutter and it's part of you, or if the person that you're on a date with doesn't like that, maybe they're not the right person regardless, but doesn't really help the fact of the way you feel building up something, and if it's someone that you like, then obviously you don't want it to be a thing. I wouldn't say personally the first time you meet there's someone you should sit there and say, just let you know I've got a stutter. The first date, I mean, you can do, and that's absolutely great, and if you've got the confidence to do that, absolutely great. But I mean, if not, and you just don't just want it to be a thing, try not to think about it. I stutter a lot more when I think about it. If I think there's certain words that I say that I know I always struggle to say, there's words that begin with certain letters that you struggle with, try and put a different word in there that has the same meaning, but just keep the date fun. I mean, if you're a nice person, you're meeting someone that likes you, likes the same things that you like, stay calm, relaxed. If you have the odd stutter, I promise you there's notice. I mean, like you all do, if you have a stutter, you notice when someone else has got one, because it's all part of the way that we are. And I'll notice someone on potentially a phone at work, something like that, they stutter when they say things, even though they don't actually have a stutter. Obviously, no one has noticed a thing. It's only because we feel, we suffer with it, people will notice it. And the main thing I've learned is people don't actually notice at all. So if you're on a date and you have the odd stutter, don't panic, don't be fussed, just continue with the date, enjoy it. Like we said, dates are as hard enough as things are. I've always managed to find dates with a face like this. That's quite good, I know, because it's not the best, but yeah. So I think feel that just treat a date for what it is. Just keep it fun, just keep it nice. If again, please, if you've had there's any dates as recently, things you found hard, things you want to ask me how I've dealt with it. If you ask me, I can just pass it on to other people that watch this too. We can all kind of, my whole goal for these once a week is to talk about things and find ways to help us all through life. And like I said, I know a lot of people with a stutter have a much worse one than me, but then I've still got one that I've learned ways to help with. So if I can help you, even people with much worse, and even if we can help each other a little bit at all, but to do that we need to talk. So please just message me and I will go through the answers on here so people can hear that and it can be put on to others people that have a stutter. Then again we can kind of talk and make it actually fun and it's just a bit nice. I think it's nice if, you know, we've all got a stutter and that's what I mean, anyone with anything else can put this message on here, but this is obviously the thing that I wanted to talk about. But I obviously know anything you've got wrong with yourself, quite often different ways can help you even with different things in life, and trying to build up some confidence, reassuring yourself and all things like that can help with so much things in life, especially during there's lockdown. But I've never known another person that's had the stutter and working quite a few jobs and having friends in his family. I find that strange. So this is why I wanted to use this YouTube to try and find some people in the same position as me, just so we can talk about it, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that. And I have a great wife who I can speak to, and she doesn't really understand it. She helps and she's good and she's supportive, but obviously you can't understand what another person thinks about this something, maybe unless you've been in the same place or in the same place. Yeah, I know I've gone off this topic and this was supposed to be about this dating, as granted. Like I said, I think the dating thing is, say, something we all have to do in life, and it's something that I feel might affect you when you've got a stutter, because it's a noticeable thing, which obviously dating's about. There's talking. So my tips are, again, keep it fun, joke. If you can go somewhere that you feel there's comfortable in. If you do the stutter, I'm pretty sure they probably won't just notice, even though you have. So just continue as things are. At the end of the day, if you get on as well with this someone, the nerves start to go, and if they're a decent, nice this person, you probably won't be fussed regardless. And actually, let's hope that people find it endearing that we have something wrong with us, because we all have something wrong. Oh, I don't now learn to understand having a stutter isn't wrong. There's nothing wrong with us having it at all. It's just part of us. But actually, it's endearing is knowing that, like everyone else, you have things that maybe you don't like about yourself, but it's fine. Some people are tall, short, thin, fat, black, white, foreign, not foreign. It doesn't matter. A person's a person, and that's all that counts to me. If you're a nice person, then you're a nice person. So anything that anyone might perceive as being as different or wrong, it's fine, because everyone actually has something that's different or wrong, which that's why the world works. So don't ever be fussed about who you are or what you are or what's right or wrong with you. If you're a nice person, you're a nice person. I believe that you'll be okay in life. So like I said, this is a positive there's channel, and that's why I called it I Can Stutter Man. That name was basically because I went and got the job I always wanted to do, was to be a financial advisor, and it was the hardest thing I ever did. And I remember phoning my ex-boss. I've never told there's anyone this apart from him, but you guys can know first. I phoned my ex-boss on the first week of training for my new job, and my ex-boss knew that I had a stutter, and he helped me through it at the beginning of my old job. And I said, I think I've made a mistake. I've been training for a week, and it was a 6-month training course. I want to come back because I don't feel as confident enough to do this. And he said to me, no disrespect, I'd love you to come back, but you're not. You're in the right job that's for you, and you can do it. And I think hearing that from these people helps. It's just to say that basically anything you want to do, and you maybe not done something or held back from it because of a stutter or there's other there's reasons, talk to me on here. There's message me, say why you feel you can't just do it, and let me maybe go through some of my experiences. Sometimes there's things you don't want to talk about. I know it sounds a bit cheesy, but talking honestly does help massively with so much, especially if there's someone's been through the same thing. So again, hopefully this week we get there's messages, increase the views. If you've seen this one first, go back and watch the first one, and I'll be doing it on a weekly this basis. Feel free to share on all the social media with friends, and hopefully you just heard some of the things that I've said and think, yeah, I can relate to that, or that makes sense, or I can take that on board, and that's all that this is about. So I'll speak to you all again next week. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for watching the first week, and hopefully this grows and grows. Thank you.